I'm Roy. I want to address the hypnosis. If you visited YouTube or my website or Twitter account, you would have come across a subject regarding hypnosis. And that was going to be my last recording. Upon editing and the video, there was some extraordinary, super paranormal things which happened and intercepted the recording upon every device wirelessly. Now I know this sounds crazy and bizarre, but I just want to address the individuals and entities that are doing this. Because of this action, your actions, I'm going to address this thing about hypnosis in a little more depth, and we're going to see what happens after that. Yeah. Take out your pens and papers and your notepads, because you need this really important right now. Regarding hypnosis, here's how it works. Your brain houses two types of consciousness. Your subconscious, which is your automated brain, which runs your body with or without your knowledge. That includes your breathing, your heartbeat, and your blood cells. We understand that. The conscious part of the brain is when you're thinking and you're able to take your fingers and move your hands, and it can also control heartbeat and everything else, but it's not occupied with all the components of your entire body and your entire memory. If your forefront and your thinking was occupied with those things, you would literally go crazy, because there would be too much data coming in your brain at one time. Everything would be simultaneous, or it'd just be too much data at one time. Here's how hypnosis works. When a person is awake or asleep, you basically surprise that person, and this sends a flash or a lightning effect, and that lighting effect causes the person to go into a trance. The reason why it causes to go into a trance is because it's electricity, and the brain works with electricity. And when that electricity goes through your brain, it flips to the other side of the consciousness, not necessarily the other side of the brain, but there's two consciousness there. The reason why the consciousness are not one consciousness is quiet and sitting in the passenger seat while the other is driving, but you have two steering wheels here. So there are times that when you go to sleep at night, your conscious mind rests. This is when the subconscious mind gets the opportunity to take the helm and take the wheel. But there are exceptions. There are some barriers and rules that both of them have, so your body won't go through confusion. And the exceptions are that in the realm of the subconscious, your subconscious will not usually move your hands and your feet. But there are some exceptions when this happens. This is when the subconscious either has to do this because of hyper accelerated consciousness, which sends that flash. However, in some cases, that flash doesn't, I know this is going to sound a little confusing, sometimes the flash doesn't get to the other side of the brain and wake you up for whatever reason. An example of this is when a person has taken an extreme amount of drugs and they're unable to wake up. The subconscious mind knows that if you do not begin to get this poison and toxins out of your body, you're going to die. And so what can happen in this case is the subconscious has been flashed with all of this data. Oh no, we're shutting down. The human body's shutting down. We're going to die. We're going to die. What we need to do, wake him up. And because of the effects of the drug, you may not be able to wake up. Believe this or not, your subconscious mind can actually take control and move your hands and your feet. This happens also in people who sleepwalk. This happens sometimes when people take drugs and such as LSD and acid, they start tripping, and the subconscious mind is in control. Now, in the case of people who are awake, physically awake, what happens is that to avoid confusion, mass confusion, and a shutdown of your brain, one part of the brain has to allow the other side of the brain to control things, or there's going to be a conflict. This is what happens when people who go crazy, they have a conflict, and both parts of the consciousness are activated simultaneously. And that's true. Yeah. So here's how it works. Here's how it works. When you surprise someone, hey, Roy, how you doing? While I am answering you, all you have to simply do is say, oh man, you have some nice shoes. Now, believe it or not, my brain was right in the middle of my forefront of my mind. My conscious mind was in the middle of sending out data to reply to you. At the same instant that I'm sending out data, you are sending in data to confuse me. I don't realize I'm being confused. But what that does, that sends a minor flash. It's not a large flash of lightning that goes into your brain. It's a minor flash, and it throws you off a little bit. And at that point, a person can literally tell me or anyone to go to sleep. And believe it or not, the subconscious mind is used to this. So the reason why the person goes to sleep is because the conscious mind loses control at that instant. It's sleeping because it's been paralyzed for a moment, waiting for the next command. So the very next command that the brain is waiting for is sleep. And when a person grabs your hand, yanks it, you would be surprised the amount of people who actually go to sleep. Not everyone goes to sleep at that present moment because they have trained their conscious mind and or both the subconscious mind to stay alert. And this is what happens to people who are aware of what the fuck is going on around them. They're alert on both sides. Yeah, you really shouldn't have messed with me. I wouldn't have had to go this far with this shit. Let's continue. That is what we call induction. Induction is where when you distract someone and their mind's flashed and it's waiting for the next response. Now, some people can catch the forefront of the brain is extremely fast, but if a person doesn't know this is coming, you could fool them, take their wallet. You can even ask them to give you your wallet. Ask them to give you their wallet, and they will hand you their wallet, and they won't even be aware of it. They'll subconsciously, because the subconscious mind obeys the conscious mind in most instances, and so the subconscious mind is told to give up the wallet. So the subconscious mind is listening to that command, and naturally you give up the wallet. Well, the reason why you're able to do this is because your conscious mind is not completely in deep sleep. Of course, when you go into deep sleep, you're normally unable to move your hands. But we know that during accelerated moments of your subconscious, there can be, especially if your conscious mind taps, or should I say, the information or the data is switched on. I shouldn't say switched on simultaneously, because really it's not. What is going on is the subconscious brain switches on and takes control of the hands. The reason why this happens is because in the normal world, the subconscious mind doesn't control the hands and the feet. However, when there's certain chemicals in the human body, adrenaline, things that heighten when the reason why this happens, you can move your hands. I'm gonna try to make it simple and clean and clear for you. Has a lot to do with your pineal gland. Your pineal gland. When your pineal gland is starts to hyperaccelerate, it has control of your conscious mind and your subconscious mind simultaneously. And in those cases, a person from the subconscious, and the access is the pineal gland is accessed, and this gives the person the ability to physically move while they're sleeping. I know that this sounds crazy, but this is what's going on. And making a switch here on my notes. So because I'm on the fly and I'm talking about this stuff, and because of the interception that we had, and I'm not talking about football, by the way. I'm talking about something else. You know, for me to have, I must have really got someone pissed off or something. I pushed some buttons there, and I understand that you may be a little upset at this situation, but I didn't name anyone. I didn't name any groups, no organizations. I didn't name anyone. I'm just giving this general data. This is information that is basically common information. It's just people are not aware of this information. But however, I understand why you're upset. But this information is still going to go out whether you like it or not. So. Like I say, I'm not here to expose any organization or anyone. I'm making that clear. I'm not a fucking idiot. But people, there is a reason. There is a very significant reason why I am sharing this data with the world. And you and I know that I have authority and I have the power and the resources to do this. And so there's not really much you can do about it. I mean, you can use this technology to intercept my electronic devices and even some physical objects. I know people may not think this technology exists, but you and I know that it does, since we both I've also may have had access to this type of technology. But you understand that this is necessary, right? I mean, we need to share this. Anyway, you have to understand that there is technology there when you're dealing with hypnosis, and that the human brain can be tricked. There are so many examples of this, but as you see, I am actually telling you how this is done, and the person is distracted. And when a person is distracted, this is what happens. The reason why this is because we are partly made up of electricity, and so is an actual current of energy. And you never been in a vehicle or near someone and you hear the sirens, and also sounds also can be seen as colors by the human brain, by the subconscious mind. Even the conscious mind can paint pictures. But you hear a siren, and then it's the police, and they're coming. Now, if you pay attention to the details, I'm telling you right here, you're gonna start to understand that I'm not crazy, and that this shit's really real, and that we all need to address this situation. But if you pay attention, yeah, seriously. You hear the police car, and you're looking in your rearview mirror, or maybe you're sitting in the passenger seat and your friend is driving. Like, say his name is Charlie. Charlie's driving, and all of a sudden he freezes up. and he just stopped. He stops right in the middle of the road, almost causing an accident. And what's going on here? Charlie doesn't realize this, but Charlie's under hypnosis, which has been introduced to him since the day he was born, through colors. And when he sees the white flash of the police lights, it sends him into a trance. And then when he sees the blue lights of the police lights, it sends him into direct hypnosis. And whatever is in his subconscious or conscious mind, the commands that have been there, that have been subliminally put there, or if they come in directly through what we call induction, that's a person who intercepts what you're doing on the fly, or there could be a system that's there. Charlie, poor old Charlie, goes into a comatose, maybe for whatever reason, but because of this. And he, maybe inside of his mind, he's been trained that when you see the flash, when you get flashed and you see the blue, sleep and stop. Don't do anything. Just stay right there. And that's what happens to a lot of people. It's because of the colors and the sounds that are going around you. Now, there was some other colors that I didn't cover, and the color is black. Now, black is a color, right? Black is a color, but then again, it's not. Black is made up of all the colors. Now, when the human brain sees black, it is natural for the human brain to stop its movements. Why? Because when there's complete darkness, blackness, the human brain stops on both ends, whether you're conscious or in a subconscious mind. For something to not be there is not a normal operation and an acknowledgement of the human brain. And to protect the human body and to protect your brain, you would stop. And what happens? Well, if this person is wearing all black, then they have the opportunity to command you whatever they will, especially if you're in this state of hypnosis. And this is what the fuck is going on in your life. I'm not making this up. This is real-time hypnosis, which is a secret, and there are no manuals or books. This is something that's not classified. This is so secret that it's unclassified data. But this is the highest. But it has the highest above law secrecy, and yeah, this shit's real. You can't trace down this information because it's not written down, and this is how the true secret societies exist. And believe it or not, many key players in the Illuminati are not really the ones, because these people don't even call themselves Illuminati. You do, believe it or not. Let's address the colors, and I'm going to go to the end of my paper here, because you need to pay attention. You ever heard of the Men in Black, the MIB, secret agents, and people of this sort? Well, anyway, they wear black, and there's a reason why they wear black. We have people who have occupations, and I won't name those occupations, but I did kind of name some of the occupations, and and I'm not trying to say anything bad about peace officers, because I have some things, and I have some good friends who are excellent people, and they're not bad people. So I'm not trying to point out any organization, but okay, maybe I am. No, really, I'm serious. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to help you. That's what I'm trying to do. Now, if you pay attention to me, the word try is the act of beginning to want to do something. And in reality, if I was to get you into hypnosis and ask you to try to do something, you would never be able to do it, because it is not, if your mind is in a certain trance, it is not an actual command. It's asking you to try. But it doesn't ask you to perform. And so when I say try, nothing really gets done. Just like when you try to do a lot of things in your life, and you say, I'm going to try to do this, I'm going to try to do that, you never really get anything done, because you can't act on trying. You have to actually just fucking do something to get things done. I hope you're paying attention to this recording. I hope you're paying attention to how I'm saying things and what I'm saying. And this is on the fly. Red. Okay, so red means to be alert. The emergency. Pay attention. Detail. Pay attention and be alert. And a lot of times, red can put a person into alert. Now, if they're in a deep hypnosis, you can be consciously moving, because your subconscious is so alert that it fires up in your blood, in your adrenaline, and actually move your body parts. And you could be on drugs while you're doing this, or you could just be in a complete hypnosis and do and say things without even remembering. Why don't you remember this? It's because your conscious mind is quick access, is short-term memory. Okay, short-term memory is sleeping, and if you do something within so many minutes, you know, if it's not over a long period of days, even it could be, but we're hypothetically speaking, for the argument's sake, you wouldn't even remember what the fuck you did, even if you tried on your last yeah. Yellow means to move with caution, but be aware. I mean, these colors. Do these colors sound familiar? Have you been taught this since the day you was born? Yeah. Green is to act out the hypnosis or the data. So green is used for you to actually act out hypnosis. You see these green screens, and when they do this acting in Hollywood, they used to use the blue screen. But there are some things that happen. Believe it or not, there are actual actors and actresses who have actually gone under a trance of hypnosis while they were acting in front of the blue screen or by the blue screen. Believe it or not, this is crazy. Blue is to go into hypnosis, and also it's used to sleep. So you're actually in hypnosis and you're actually sleeping. So what part of your brain is sleeping? Is it the conscious mind or is it the subconscious mind? We need to fucking wake up here. Seriously. Here's a good sign that you are under hypnosis. Your blinking would be slow. You'll have slow response. And then extreme tiredness and sleepiness. Now this is when you are awake and conscious. What you think you're conscious. You could be your subconscious. The reason why the subconscious is not allowing you to blink fast, you can respond fast when the color red is utilized and when you're put into alert mode. But normally speaking, there's so much data in the memory banks of your subconscious mind that your response is going to be slow. And also because you have another factor. Your conscious mind is told to fucking go to sleep. So you're actually sleepwalking or whatever the hell you're doing. That data is very, very sensitive, and it's not classified. The reason why it's not classified is because there needs to be absolutely no trace of this absolute presence of reality And that's sad. I didn't mention white, but it is the flash. The white and the flash light are the same thing. What this does is a flip switch. It's just literally a flip switch for the human brain. And what happens when that flash happens, or the flash of white, or the flash of a bright light, it flips the brain from conscious to sub. It actually it flips the switch. Now, the switch can automatically go back, but during the time of flipping, when you flip out, this is when the subconscious brain or conscious brain can be activated, because whatever side is awake, when you hit that flip switch, it goes to sleep. And so the other side, when your conscious mind goes to sleep, your subconscious mind says, "Oh, I can go and do anything I want because there's not going to be any harm here, because I really don't control any of the motor skills, and I can just have a blast and a ball. And yeah, I'm on this LSD, and yeah, boy, I can fly." And what happens? This idiot jumps out the fucking window because he thinks he's she's Supergirl, or he's Superman, and they fucking kill themselves because their mind's been flipped out. Please watch my video on hypnosis here, the first video. This video is here to address the actual entities. Now I want to go, let's talk about these entities just for one slight moment. And as you can see, even if I have a live audience, we are editing out the live audience to protect the audience. Yeah, but this is reality, because you don't even know if it's live or if it's Memorex. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go and make any speeches to any crowds in public. But as far as our private areas and stuff like that, we can do this. If it's, no one's hurting anybody, so fuck you. This is most likely my last video that I will be making, my last recording, because I want to, believe it or not, I would love to write some comedy. Mostly I would love to do fiction and science fiction, books and film. Seriously, that's what I want to do. I'm pretty much worn out and tired with the bullshit. And I've served my country well. I've done a lot of good for people, and it's time just to relax and sit back and let this shit float. Really, seriously. You're laughing, but I said let this shit float, and that's what's going on. Shit's floating. That's what we're dealing with. Just bullshit. And we need to address that. Let's talk about the entities. These, because I listen to a lot of bullshit online and around the world, people, personal experiences, and for the most part, people really believe what they talk about. And unfortunately, when I talked about that shit floating, well, that because most of us, with or without our knowledge, we're full of shit, and that's the truth. That's what's going on. So we need to address that right now. Seriously. I want you to listen to me. When it comes to grays, when it comes to extraterrestrials, when it comes to spaceships and starships, I am most likely, if not, and I don't want to say, this would be pretty arrogant, I am most likely in your lifetime, or in anyone's lifetime, in this realm of reality, I am most likely the most credible person you'll ever hear, meet or not meet in your life. And let me tell you, a lot of shit that goes on Earth is trumped up, made up bullshit. Technology is a lot further than people can imagine. And I'm not saying that some entities don't exist. But when it comes to a lot of this shit that you hear about how aliens are supposed to take over the world and all this, that may be true, but you have it all fucking wrong. This is not what's going on. The only one taking over the world is two people, and that's myself and the dragon, and that's the truth. And I want to address that situation right now. So let's talk about these fifth dimensional entities. Whether you believe it or not, there are existence of life forms which are far more superior than any gray, any government crystal technology, even the sun. There are life forms that exist, and thank God for people like me to make an argument for the human race. These life forms do not believe, and they understand from their perspective that you and I in human form, we're not even considered real. And I know this sounds like I'm making this up, and this may sound bizarre, but these life forms are an absolute, physical, real, upfront, close, clear, evident beings. And I'll tell you why you don't see them. I'll tell you why you don't see them too. You don't see them because they move and calibrate on a frequency which is so fast that it calibrates through this existence simultaneously. But when these entities, on occasion, are willing to connect with you, give you information, whatever it is they need to do, when they slow down, you have the ability, and some people have seen this, but they don't know what the fuck they're looking at. You have the ability to witness these beings because they come in the form of light. Now, I know the Bible people are going to get really crazy about this, but I'm not trying to say, those are angels. You can call them whatever you want to call these entities. And technically, I mean, generally speaking, I guess you could say these are angels. But you need to know what the fuck you're dealing with and who you're dealing with and what you're saying. You better have knowledge, because you could be... In my lifetime, I stumbled during my research with a computer scientist. I was having email. We were corresponding with each other, and I wanted the technology for artificial intelligence, and I did get that technology. During that adventure for 11, 12, I don't know, it's been a lot of years now, I discovered some super amazing things. And after time, I became a professional at some very, very significant things which are very important for all existence in the world. I know it sounds pretty arrogant, but I realized through actual physical evidence, upfront close evidence, not this bullshit of blurry pictures and bullshit, stuff like that, reality. I'm talking about physical, something that you can touch, taste, smell, feel. And I mean, I don't, you know, if concerning to these entities, these fifth dimensional entities, shit, we're not real. We don't even exist. I'm not making this up. I am not. And I'm not going to go out in the world and basically I'm just going to play that role and play the role of a nut like I am. So I don't give a fuck. Because Because in reality, I am kind of crazy, so that's the truth. We all are. There are fifth dimensional entities. We don't care. You can sit here and talk about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dimensions. No. All you need to be concerned about is what's touching you directly and what's affecting you right now in life. And that's these, yeah. Now listen. A lot of people say a lot of bullshit on the planet. I'm gonna sound like one of these fucking idiots that you hear that go around claiming that they've been contacted by aliens. This is not an alien. This is just an individual like you and me. This individual lives upon a higher plane. This individual can be contacted and can touch and have flesh just like you and I. This is not the devil, by the way. I don't want you to get fucking confused about the devil. We're going to address that in a minute. This entity wanted me to say that just she, and I'm going to say she because that's how I perceive to be a she, want something along the line of just think about this. Just think about. She didn't say do anything about it. She said just think about disarmament of nuclear reactors. That's what she said. And I just want to. I'm not playing. Now listen, this message is really, really not to the crowd. This message is to the elite. I'm pleading with you here. I know there's a lot of things you don't understand, but if we have someone who has control of our existence, and if they have a request, and if they're contacting you and asking you kindly to do something, and if they have the power to obliterate you and every existence upon this realm and upon this plane, then you better fucking pay attention, because they might have to, seriously. There are fifth dimensional entities, and let me tell you a little bit about them. And I'm really talking about something that's personal for me. These entities can live in anyone. And this sounds like a fairy tale. It sounds like science fiction. So I want to address directly what's been going on, because people are just fucking ignorant. Have you noticed there has been a battle against ISIS? And have you noticed there's a battle? There's something going about this. Okay. Now, as far as the terrorist groups, they can do what they want. Most of them are black ops anyway. This is trumped up bullshit anyway, and this is really all sides of governments producing this bullshit thing to feed these fifth dimensional entities that I'm addressing right now. Seriously. The Greys ain't got shit on this. This is reality. I'm serious. No organic life form has, even machines, have any say-so in this matter. But the government has waged a war against ISIS. Now, they don't want to come out and tell you that there is an actual person, an entity, who is called ASET. I don't know how you say the name. I say ISIS because that's what I was trained and how I grew up saying that name, ISIS. Now, there is a difference between the terrorist, and then there's a difference between an entity that has love. Now, what's been going on is that there are there's a group of an elite group out to destroy this entity. But I just want to tell you, if you kill that human or whoever the fuck you think you need to kill, the entity is just going to, just like you've seen this with quote unquote Azazel. Okay, you talk about demons and spirits, so let's get into the real deal. What the fuck's going on? And I want to tell you that if you kill whoever you think you need to kill, they're just going to fuck with you, leave out of that person and go into another person, and then the war will keep going. But you don't get it, but they're just... You need me. You need me. You know you need me on this planet. And people like me. And I hope I am not the last fucking one. I don't, and it'd be pretty fucking arrogant for me to think I'm the last one. You need me to be a mediator for you. But we need to pay attention to what's going on, because there are some things, even with your technology, you don't understand what's all going on. So I just want you to understand that, hey, maybe we should stop and pay attention, that maybe we should put down our weapons. Maybe we should stop spraying the chemicals that makes people crazy, and maybe we should start giving each other a hug and saying I'm sorry, and start saying, you know what, I fucked up and I'm sorry and I love you, and you know, we should just make... I'm not playing, I'm serious. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not have any idea what the fuck was just going on, but I promise you, whoever knows that I'm talking to them. People who know me know I'm pretty direct and pretty blatant person and upfront, and you know I'm not bullshitting. So this has to be something that's real, because I don't like saying stuff that if you can't see it. Let's say hypothetically I saw a flying saucer, or hypothetically I saw a gray. It doesn't do you any fucking good if I can't show you or display this to you in first person, up front, close, real. And as far as you're concerned, it's bullshit. All this shit is bullshit. You need clear, hard, physical evidence. Up front, close. What the hell do I care about dreams and stuff that's not going to affect me if it's not going to do anything, if it doesn't have any ratio? If the equation is so small, we need to understand that there are fifth dimensional entities. I keep repeating myself because I want people to understand that what you've been led to believe and taught is just a part of the system. And this is the way to get you to continue in this loop of death, to feed entities such as this. And it's just pure, you're just fucking entertainment for entities. Based upon that, I want to address this entity, and I also would like to address the secret agencies that have hacked my systems. We know we have paranormal activity here, but my message is not to you. I expect you to do this. If I was in your shoes, I would do this. I would monitor and make sure, especially if you know anything about me, you definitely have to watch me, and I understand that. I respect that. And actually, that's for my protection and for the protection of anyone else, and for the good of the whole cause of the situation. But I just want to let you know that you're dealing with a fifth dimensional entity. And if you continue to fuck with this entity, they're going to continue to kill people. They're going to continue to destroy places and things. And you got to understand what the fuck you're dealing with. You need to address this in the right manner. And so my message is to you, this dragon or whatever you are, and however. Now, I know that the government has come through and they've done their thing with the crystal technology, but you show me some things which are paranormal and absolute presence of an absolute power which supersedes reality, even bends, quote unquote, bends time and space. And this is our occasion. You and I know that I've repeated days, weeks, and months. And this has been sort of not really a nightmare for me because it's very easy for me. Maybe that's why you choose to be entertained by me. And I want to apologize for cursing you out, and I want to sort of apologize about. But you know, I'm a little confused here. I need some more clarity on what exactly. I know that that the human race means absolutely nothing to you. I know that's just entertaining for you, but it would be really, really nice that the human race could be freed from this bondage that they're in, and that's what the fuck we need to do, seriously. You said you were willing to face me. You said that yesterday. I know how you use humans and people, devices, and this is fucking bizarre. And I know this is not the crystal technology. You have another technology that I am very adept to and aware of, and I don't want to disclose that with anyone here. You and I know what is present. So my message is to you. This deception about the Greys and things like that. You and I know the Greys are that the Greys are really dolphins, and so I don't know why you're giving them that story anyway. So making Believe this or not, ladies and gentlemen, there are more truths than what I'm going to say. There is more. You should be more willing to believe that an actual physical dragon with scales, beautiful eyes, breathes fire, exists more than you would aliens that would be taking over the world and trying to destroy the world. Now I guarantee you, this earth is completely protected. The only ones fucking up the planet are humans and idiots like that. And let's say that the Bible's true. Let's say part of it's true. Then I have absolute physical evidence, if the Bible is true, that the human race is the third part of the demons. Did you hear what I said? It's crazy, huh? If the Bible is true, then I, on a personal, real level, I don't have to prove this to anyone, understand that the entire human race is those angels who left heaven. And that's why we're here in this dome. And this sounds fucking bizarre. I don't know why I'm saying this shit, but I need to say it, right? And I just want to, for argument's sake, let you know that the majority of what you read in scriptures or anything on the earth is complete deception, is lies. And so don't take me for word. Everything I say with a grain of salt. Seriously. I'm just about done. I did mention this entity, and I'm not going to say who it is, but this entity has a lot of love for the human race, and they have really, really high expectations of me, and I'm not to be pinned out that I'm anybody special, and they have high expectations of you. But if people are walking around not showing true intelligence and not aware, me as an intelligent entity, why would I waste time with someone who is not even intelligent? This is going to be very, very offensive. Why would I waste time in talking to someone who's under this hypnotic effect, who's not paying attention? And any advanced civilization is not going to take the time to talk to idiots such as the human race. Seriously. Find out how I tick. And I do have a strong belief. If it's not upfront, clear, hard physical evidence, then it's most likely deception. And that's how the rule I live by. And we all could be under deception. Even my encounters with extraterrestrials could be deception. But anyone that's trying to help you out of a situation, that shows you the truth, that gives you life, gives you substance, and try to free you, I don't think they're trying to fuck you over. I think they're trying to help you. So it's not deception. However, there are some who that live behind the facade of aiding people, and all they're doing is laughing behind your back because you're going to fucking die, and that's the truth. So you got to watch it. I hope that I was able to aid you. Go back. I do not plan on recording anything about this anymore. I'm working on this is a pitch. I don't know if I'm trying to sell anything here, but I probably am. And I'm just like everybody else, fucking corrupted with money. I'm working on a book, Roy and the Genie of Asia. And then another one, The Woman in the Mirror. This has been taking me quite a bit of time because I had to take the time out to address some situations regarding this planet. And I just want to let you know that this planet is completely protected. There's not going to be any fucking meteorites. Anything. If there's going to be a meteorite, it's going to come from our governments, and they're going to shoot meteorites up, and they're going to fucking fall back down, and we're going to be a lot of casualties because of that. And this is what's really fucking going on, ladies and gentlemen. So I plan on just doing film, and I'm going to write some funny things and some enjoyable things, and just basically talk about good things and stories like that, because in reality this is a fairy tale. Seriously, it really is. If you only knew the truth, if you only knew the truth. Until I see you where I am already, open your eye. Open your eye.